Thank you so much. So I am so thankful that we have worked a way out, the universe and I, you and I, to have other families live in my properties and pay my mortgages, and I love it. And I love traveling. I love receiving all this money to travel. I believe that I've been offered a contract from the universe, that the universe is my employer, and you're offering me this salary increase and this great benefit package. And I would like some verbiage to position myself, as we are now, to receive that more fully.
Your verbiage was really good. Your verbiage was already really good. Do you believe it?
I'm believing it more every day.
Convince us.
I'm really good at traveling. I'm really good at inviting plane tickets to come my way, hotel vouchers to come my way, gift certificates. I'm really good at finding my way here to these events without necessarily knowing where the money is going to come from.
All right, so that's a really good place to be, isn't it? That's
yes.
a really good place
so
to
great.
be, because in the not needing to know the specifics of where it's coming from, you throw less doubt on your trail. So it's been working out. I like how the universe always provides for me, and I like how there is always a way. I like how I always figure it out, and I like how much easier it is becoming all the time. I like how the universe is yielding to me not just the details that I've already put into place, but far beyond. I like how it's not just as good as it was, it gets better and better all the time. I'm really feeling the benevolence of the universe, but even more importantly, I'm feeling the rightness of the alignment of that which is me. I can feel how the better it gets, the better it gets, because the more I live like this, the more I know that I can live like this, and the more I expect to live like this. The less I am needing to prove worthiness, the more I'm just feeling worthiness. All right, so there's a basis of momentum, so take off from there.
I like that I've believed for a long time that wealthy people only work when they want to and if it feels good.
All right, now there's resistance in that, so let's leave everybody else out of the equation in that regard. I so adore the evidence around me of the thriving nature of people. And I spend no time trying to figure out how their thriving comes. And in that clear space, it's easier for me to anticipate my thriving. I accept that we are all in this together, and that the economy is something that is increasing constantly because of the desires of others. And I don't have to figure out where the money comes from or how it's going to come to me. It's a simple statement to the universe that I am a happy recipient of ease, ideas, dollars, expansion, evidence of this theory that I have been practicing and proving to myself. That feels really good, doesn't it?
It feels wonderful.
So now, does it feel good enough to leave it there, or do you think we can milk a little more momentum from it?
I would love to milk more.
Well, but that's not the question we ask. The question isn't, would you like to? The question is, do you think that you are in the vibrational place to milk it? Now, this is important to know, because sometimes you're there and you've done as much as you want to do in this moment. If you try to do more, you get efforty. You counteract the momentum that you've already got going. You almost did that as you started introducing the wealthy people into the equation.
Yes.
So momentum is right there. So want to take it further? Do you think you're ready to take it further? Can we take it further?
Yes. Yes.
Universe has always been good to me. Whatever I focus upon always comes about. I have evidence of that all around. It's really fun to put my mind on something that is so specifically easy to see the benefit to me. I'm really understanding the power of joy. I'm really understanding the true benefit of doing things that feels good to me. I love the idea. I love the law of win-win. I love how law of attraction does not allow me to win and someone else to lose, or someone else to lose while I'm winning. In other words, I love the win-win that the law of attraction always provides. I love winning with someone in this way. I love the benefit that my properties bring to them, and I love the benefit that they being in my properties brings to me. That took it further, didn't it?
It did.
That's good. That's really
Thank you.
good. That's really good. Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Do we ever have to take action, or can we just emote whatever we want into being?
When you find the vibrational alignment with your desire, universal forces will find a way of bringing it about. within the parameters of all desires that you hold. So if it were one of your desires that you never take action, and you were able to align with the idea of everything you want, you would never need to take action. However, and we do not say this as an exception to what we just said, because what we just said is accurate. You do not need to take action. But you've come forth into this physical environment, and action is a delicious part of your physical experience. When you use action to try to create, it's harder, it's clumsy and bulky. When you use your alignment of energy and you let it be an emotional journey and you get yourself into the place of allowing what you're wanting to flow to you, then it's great fun to use your action, your inspired action, to move things along. In other words, you've come into physical form. You like the physicality of this time-space reality. It is our promise to you. You are not wanting to be without that which you call action, or that which you call feeling, or that which you call embracing, or that which you call being. But we know what you mean. Hard to use your action to create.
So if I wanted to attract customers and I didn't want to knock on doors like the company wants me to do, and I could put a sign in the back of my car, I could just attract all the customers that I wanted without having to do the parts that would take up too much time.
You could attract all of the customers that you want just by walking around knowing what you know, and they would literally come to you and say, "What do you have to say to me?" In other words, you can get so good at being who you are that everything you are wanting will just appear in seamless, effortless fashion. When you get into your automobile, do you ever feel the uncontrollable urge to get under the hood and be one of the pistons or pull one of the belts? Or do you let the engine do its engine thing while you get in and do your part? And law of attraction is the engine thing in all of this. When you do your part of aligning your frequencies, circumstances and events will be aligned. They'll be arranged. Doors open. Seas part. Things unfold.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. You'll hear more. However, when you say, "I really don't want to knock on doors, I really don't want to knock on doors, I really don't want to knock on doors," the company says, "I should do this thing I don't want to do, and I don't want to do that." Now you've achieved vibrational harmony with the thing you don't want to do. So it is all about soothing yourself into a place of expecting what you want to be. Isn't it nice that we waited until you got out of the chair before we talked? This is why you can't talk back. So we're coming. So if you want something and you believe it, it comes about easily. If you want something and you don't believe it, then you're not in vibrational alignment. So then your company says, "Well, if you want this, then you have to do this." But when you say, "Well, I want this, but I don't want to do this," now you're out of alignment. But if you say, "I want this, and I don't want to do this, but I believe that if I do this, I will have this," then you might achieve some sort of alignment. In other words, it's all about the way you feel. But if you say, "I want this, and I believe I have to do this, and I hate doing this, but I'll do this even though I hate doing this," now you're in less alignment. It's sort of like someone having a sickness and going to a doctor that says, "Oh, I've seen this all the time, take this pill and you'll be done with it." And you've never heard about doctors, but this one seems reliable and he's so confident and he seems to have experience, and so he gives you the pill and you want this and the pill makes you believe that, so you take the pill and it's all done. There's no misalignment within you. But if someone says go to a doctor and you know someone who went to a doctor and they died anyway, then you might have all kinds of negative vibration about a doctor, and just being at the doctor might not put you into alignment, you see. So it's all about finding the path of least resistance. So in the same way that we say, find the thought that feels better, you could apply the same thing to action. In other words, you could say, I want to be up here, but here is where I feel that I am. And then you say, well, which of all of these actions feels the best to me? And that's the way we would approach it. We would do because most people believe that it requires some action because they're taught by people who've had success that it did require some action. So you just have to find your place. But it's our promise to you. You can bring yourself to a place of expecting all things to come to you, and they will.
Well, then maybe you can give me some guidance into the next request or question. And it applies to everything in a weird way, but the reason I'm going to use money is because it has a unique grip on everybody. In my asking of what the problem is, I discovered that I'm only interested in spending the money. I'm not interested in making the money. So now I'm trying to figure out how I can move towards that joy.
Think about the conversation that we had with our friend earlier about electricity. Until you plug the toaster in, the electricity is really unimportant. And you could say the same thing about money, couldn't you? Until you spend it, its existence is irrelevant. Yes? Can you go there with us? In other words, so you're not so off base. You're not so off base.
Putting in the application, I run out of money. So I'm not interested in making it. So I'm stuck here. I'm just hoping maybe you can give me
we want to know, you see, what we're trying to teach you to do, and you want to learn it, but you're balking at it because it doesn't seem practical. What we are suggesting to you is that if you were someone who understood the way the universe works, and that when you ask it is given, and if you were completely just enjoying the process of money flowing through your experience, it would come to you, and there would not be a sense of needing to earn it or justify the way it comes. That really is the way that it works. A woman said to us one day, it's the best story that we have relative to this. A woman said to us one day, my current husband has an ex-wife, and he sends her and those kids a lot of money every month. Half of what comes to us goes there. And every time he gets a promotion or figures out a way to make more money so that we could live a little better, she goes to the court and petitions for more, so she gets more, so we never really feel like we get ahead. And she said, what is your advice to me? And we said, we wish your husband had 10 ex-wives. And she was shocked. One was a horrible experience for her. Why would we wish that he had 10? And we said, because her desire for dollars and your desire for dollars are calling this income through him. In other words, the desire is calling the income. And if there were 10 more of them, there would be 10 times the income. And you only have to give them half. So now you'd have half of 10 times the income. Well, she looked about like you do. She didn't really like that story either. But we want you to know that the basis of that is an accurate basis. That when you are joyously involved in the essence of this financial abundance, that it must come to you. And your awareness, in other words, when you say, we'll be very fast here. When you say, I really like spending money, and there are wonderful things that I want to do with money, and I will be helpful to myself and others in many ways with money, and I love the idea of spending money. It's all pure positive energy. There's no resistance in any of those comments. But then when you say, I love money but I don't have any, you've introduced resistance. When you say, I love money and I like how the universe shows me ways for money to flow, there's very little resistance in that. When you say, I like money but you have to work for money and I don't want to work for money, now you introduce resistance to it. So if you could just stop the I don't want to part and just focus upon the what you want to part, the universe will deliver to you through the path of least resistance. And can you hear how the I don't want to work is introducing resistance? So if you just stop saying it, stop feeling it, stop focusing on it, start acknowledging there are so many people who are not working very hard at all, who are receiving a lot of abundance. And there are a lot of people who are really, really, really working hard who are not receiving very much abundance. The effort factor is not the abundance factor. The effort factor is all outside the vortex. And so this whole conversation is coming full circle, isn't it? By discovering the vibration of the essence of the money, and by letting the idea of it bring you pleasure, and by even enjoying it when you spend it, you can practice a vibration that is absence of resistance, and the universe will show you how to have abundance without struggle. It will, really it will.